Safeguarding our future, protecting youth from addiction. Youth are our future. They are full of potential, energy, and dreams. But addiction can derail even the brightest futures. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It affects people from all walks of life, and young people are especially vulnerable. Preventing addiction in youth is not just important, it's essential. We need to protect our children from the devastating consequences of substance abuse. Addiction can lead to serious health problems, including heart disease, stroke, and cancer. It can also damage relationships, ruin careers, and lead to financial ruin. The human brain is still developing during adolescence and young adulthood. This makes young people more susceptible to the effects of drugs and alcohol. Their brains are wired to seek pleasure and reward. Drugs and alcohol hijack this system. Preventing youth addiction is a complex issue. There is no single solution. But there are things we can do to make a difference. By working together, we can create a world where all young people have the opportunity to reach their full potential. We must start by understanding the pathways to addiction. The slippery slope. Common pathways to youth addiction. Addiction is often a gradual process. It rarely happens overnight. There are common pathways that can lead young people down this dangerous road. One pathway is exposure to substance abuse at home. Children who grow up in homes where drugs or alcohol are misused are more likely to develop their own problems with addiction. Another pathway is peer pressure. Teenagers are especially susceptible to peer pressure. They want to fit in and be accepted. This can lead them to experiment with drugs or alcohol. Mental health issues can also contribute to addiction. Young people who are struggling with depression, anxiety, or trauma may turn to drugs or alcohol as a way to cope with their pain. Early initiation is a major risk factor. Children who start using drugs or alcohol at a young age are more likely to become addicted. These pathways are interconnected. A child who is exposed to substance abuse at home may be more likely to experience peer pressure to use drugs or alcohol. And a child who is struggling with mental health issues may be more likely to turn to drugs or alcohol if they are also exposed to them at home or by peers. Knowledge is power. Early education on substance abuse. Education is a powerful tool in the fight against addiction. We need to start educating children about the dangers of substance abuse at a young age. This education should be age-appropriate and engaging. Young children can be taught about the importance of making healthy choices. Older children can learn about the specific risks of different drugs and alcohol. This education should not be limited to schools. Parents, families, and communities all have a role to play. It is important to teach children about the difference between use, abuse, and addiction. Many people use drugs or alcohol without becoming addicted. However, it is important for children to understand that addiction is a risk for everyone. The power of family building strong bonds and open communication. Families play a crucial role in preventing youth addiction. Strong family bonds and open communication can help protect children from the dangers of substance abuse. Children who feel loved and supported are less likely to turn to drugs or alcohol. Parents should strive to create a home environment where children feel comfortable talking about their problems. This means being open and honest about their own experiences with drugs and alcohol. It also means listening to children without judgment. It is important to set clear expectations and boundaries around drug and alcohol use. Parents should talk to their children about the dangers of substance abuse and the consequences of breaking the rules. Section 5. Community as a shield, support programs and mentorship. Communities can provide a safety net for young people who are at risk of addiction. Support programs and mentorship opportunities can help young people make healthy choices and avoid the pitfalls of substance abuse. After-school programs, sports teams, and youth groups can provide young people with a sense of belonging and purpose. Mentoring programs can pair young people with positive adult role models. This can be especially beneficial for young people who are lacking positive role models in their lives. Community-based prevention programs can also be effective in reducing youth substance abuse. These programs typically involve a variety of stakeholders, such as schools, law enforcement, and community organizations. Section 6. A call to action. Parents as the first line of defense. Preventing youth addiction is everyone's responsibility, but parents are the first line of defense. Parents need to be aware of the risks and warning signs of addiction. They need to talk to their children about the dangers of substance abuse. Parents need to be involved in their children's lives. They need to know who their children's friends are and what they are doing in their spare time. Parents need to be prepared to take action if they suspect that their child is using drugs or alcohol. The first step is to talk to their child. It is important to approach the conversation with love and concern. If the parent is unable to address their child's substance use on their own, they should seek professional help. There are many resources available to help families struggling with addiction. Section 7. Educators, guiding lights in the fight against addiction. Educators also play a vital role in preventing youth addiction. They can provide students with the knowledge and skills they need to make healthy choices. Teachers can incorporate substance abuse prevention into their lesson plans. Schools can offer drug-free activities and events. They can also provide students with access to counselling and support services. Teachers are often the first to notice signs of trouble in their students. They are in a unique position to identify students who may be at risk of addiction. Educators can also work to create a school environment that is supportive and inclusive. Schools that are welcoming and supportive can help to reduce the risk of substance abuse among students. Section 8. Community leaders. Fostering a supportive environment. Community leaders can create a supportive environment that makes it easier for young people to make healthy choices. They can support policies that reduce access to drugs and alcohol. They can also fund programs that provide young people with alternatives to substance abuse. Community leaders can set a positive example by living drug-free lifestyles. They can also speak out against substance abuse and support efforts to reduce the stigma associated with addiction. By working together, community leaders can create a culture of health and well-being that makes it easier for young people to thrive. Section 9. Conclusion: a collective responsibility to protect our youth. Preventing youth addiction is a complex challenge, but it is a challenge that we must face head-on. The well-being of our children and the future of our communities depend on it. It requires a collective effort from parents, educators, community leaders, and young people themselves. We need to start early, educating children about the dangers of substance abuse. We need to provide young people with the support they need to make healthy choices. And we need to create communities that are safe, supportive, and free of stigma. By working together, we can create a world where all young people have the opportunity to reach their full potential. Let us embrace this challenge with compassion, determination, and a shared commitment to protecting our most valuable resource, our youth.